it is the most critical thing needed for today and upcoming generations. So, as we said it in the disclaimer, that the views expressed in these programs are those of the speaker and not associated with any organization or even Shiv Krupanand Swamiji's personal mission of Samarpan meditation and Guru Tattva. So I want to make that very clear so that nobody get offended. But at the same time, I feel that if you are self-realized and enlightened person and you know the reality, you should be enlightening others, because as we have learned, Swamiji is a bigger lamp and we are the smaller lamp. We should be sharing that wisdom and that light with the others, so that in the future there won't be any gap between parents and children, so that no child or no upcoming higher level souls who are getting born on the earth, who are coming on the earth to bring the revolution on the earth, should be suppressed in the name of culture, in the name of religion, in the name of legality, or whatever system that is suppressing humanity. Because one thing I tell you, I have done the research on this topic and I'm going to share with you in short time, but I will ask direct questions to Lavanya ji. This is a pure, strictly conversation with the open mind, open heart for those who want to accept the change and lifestyle of those who have freedom. So, Lavanya ji, I have seen your lifestyle, I have seen your way of living, I have seen your divine soul, and I have recognized your soul as one of the ancestors from your mother's side. Okay, I'm telling you that. Your soul is not just Lavanya as we see in this life, but you are one of the ancestors from your mother's side. That is what I have recognized, as I told you that I saw your soul in this conversation during last 2 days. But at the same time, when we are born in this life, in this form, what people are saying, we are bringing lots of energy, karma, and way of thinking, way of living that was suppressed in the past life and in this life also, in the initial phase of our life. But you were bold enough and you were courageous enough to share your views even on the social media that I have read. So I want to ask you, does your lifestyle reflect LGBTQ views? And if you want to give answer in your way with full freedom, that you want to tell the world who you are and why you have chosen this path of lifestyle.
So, firstly, I want to say that when I was already much younger, I really just saw people as people. I think on a human level, I just saw people as people. So I saw Hitendra ji as Hitendra ji. Maybe I saw my sister as my sister, but not Hitendra ji is a man and his name is called Hitendra ji. So it was just there that this is a person. And so if I could develop a friendship with a girl, I could develop a friendship with a boy, with a woman, with a man. So like all of them were people to me. And the thing that connects all of us was love. So it was learned behavior personally for me to understand that, okay, if you want to romantically love a person, these are the section of people that you can fall in love with. And these are the section of people that you cannot fall in love with. And that was learned behavior for me. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But when I only saw people as people, this experience or context was natural for me because I can love anyone. And so when I was young, that was already very real for me. And because at any point of time, my only point of reference was it true? Was it right for me from inside? In anything, right? Not just relationships. It could have been education. It could have been point of view, perspective, beliefs or something. like God is energy, right? Even that was from inside. So I always was very quickly to understand, is it feeling right for me? If it's feeling right, okay. So in the same way, when I had developed, for example, any kind of romantic feelings for the same gender, for example, when it first happened, I only asked myself, if this person was a boy, would I have been in love with this person? The answer was yes. So gender didn't really matter to me at all. And then that's it. Like a lot of the time people struggle with this because there's a lot of like, it is not correct, it is not this, because society has said this and that, right? So there's a lot of turmoil and a lot of disturbance and depression that comes from this. But I don't know, for me, when I was 19, when I came into a situation like that where I had to understand what I was actually feeling, I only asked myself that question. If this person was a boy, would I still like them? Yes. So it didn't really matter. No. So then I was like, okay, carry on.
Wanted others to see the next slide because I'm trying to share some of the research that I made on the topic. Continue sharing that. So one thing I tell you, that people are very hesitant, and some part of the world are still very orthodox or very conservative about accepting this mindset. And I also come from that part of the world because I was born in Navsari, as I said, where Dandi Ashram is. Then I moved to Mumbai. My mindset was different. It was growing. It was opening up. Then I moved to Montreal. I saw this lifestyle over there, and I moved to USA. I saw the greater state of expression of these views and lifestyle in America. So having lived in 3 different countries, I can understand the views and belief of the old generation, as I was talking about baby boomers and Generation X, who are thinking that this is right and wrong. And I can understand also the difference between them and millennials, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, or whatever is coming next. I would say that God have created all of us naturally as human being, and the element of God that exists in us is soul, and the true nature of our existence is that pure consciousness or soul. And true language, true personality can only come out through the love that we share around us. It cannot be limited to gender. It cannot be limited to our lifestyle. It cannot be limited to our profession or education or religion or nationality or race. It should be viewed as what is common. When people get disease and they have to get treated, when you go to hospital, they don't look at your race, your gender, your lifestyle, but they rather look at what is your blood group, at your health status, how does your heart is performing, how does your different physiological parameters. So the same way, when it comes to our happiness and our humanity, it should be looked in the terms of consciousness and as a soul, and love as the emotion that wants to flourish and come out for the other people. I love everybody equally. And I'm going to share some more religious leaders like Pope Francis, what they have to say. Okay. So if somebody wants to understand what is LGBTQ, I'm sure that throughout this discussion, you have already read on this slide and how this flag came into existence for LGBTQ community and what does it mean to you, to them. Okay. So I believe freedom is something that we all should provide to every human being, or every individual soul rather, not just human being. Your dog does not have language. Your dog does not have any demand, but still we communicate with that dog with what language? Our humanity's language, the language of love. Why we don't apply the same in terms of human to human relationship, and why we cannot accept people as they are? If I am vegetarian and I can have my friends who are non-vegetarian, if I am non-alcoholic and I can have my friends who are alcoholic, why I cannot accept people who have different preference in their sexual lifestyle. Okay, so I agree with you and I support you. It does not mean that I am LGBTQ lifestyle follower, but by supporting, I am supporting humanity. By supporting, I am respecting God's way of allowing the diversity. I want to go with next slide. Do you have anything else to say before I go on the next part?
Yeah. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
So I wanted to say that at this point of my life, right, I think throughout this journey, God, Swamiji, whatever you call it, the process just strips us of a lot of identities that we may have or not have,
Absolutely.
and dogma, doctrines, everything. And at this point, I feel that I'm in a space where I don't even want to attach myself to any identity, not even the identity of being straight or not straight, or being a doctor, a creative or not creative, or being a writer. Imagine all the identities you will have, right? Going, someone who goes to the gym. Every single thing that we do, we can actually be attached to an identity. And I'm in this space in my life where I only want to have the identity of the soul. So even in this area, for me, I feel to a certain extent it can become a huge identity thing. And so for myself right now, I like to see people as souls. I also like to see myself as a soul. And honestly, I only can see a soul.
Absolutely. And that is exactly is the source of communication that I'm trying to bring this in that direction, because I love people who are straight, and I have a lot of love and respect for those who are part of the LGBTQ community, simply because I understand you, I feel you, and I have some members of near and dear network of mine who follow this lifestyle. Let's go on the next slide. If you notice why we feel all this, as I was telling you, there is a social programming or operating system that was imposed on us that make us think only this is right and that is wrong. But dualistic gender are the traditions that existed from ancient time, not just in India with Ardhanareshwar, which is the half male and half female, or Shiva and Shakti, which is the primary source of creation and what we call the primary god figure. Okay, so it existed there. In Egypt also we had Happy, who is the Nile god. In Greece they used to believe in Agdistis, which is again half male half female type of energy. Emil, in the Scandinavian culture, they also have this creation that was created out of the dualistic gender. Okay, and Aztec Empire also followed this Ometeotl. Look at this. This was ancient. This is not 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, or biblical era, or 2500 years ago. This is much, much, much more before. If every society, every country had prostitution, that means sexuality was playing role in the lifestyle of humanity. In fact, our Vedic culture says there are 4 things that are common between every living being, especially animal and humanity: ahar, nindra, bhaya, maithun. That is eating, drinking, and sleeping, being fearful, and having procreation. So it is a personal choice. People had it somewhere, somehow. Those with power in the society suppressed certain form of practices and suppressed certain group of people, and they tried to dominate for the religious purpose, political purpose, or personal gain. But humanity is part of everything. Our survival is part of everything. What puts us to the higher state than animals even though we all have the similar needs, is our consciousness. Samarpan meditation is giving you the avenue or opening the door for that spirituality, as exactly what we have seen in the life story of Lavanya. Spirituality is whether you are straight or non-straight, whether you are living with the religious or beliefs or spiritual beliefs or not. You have to come to the ground to understand reality, that I am a soul, I am a pure soul, I am a consciousness. Then only it will happen. And when you reach to the state of soul, you will shed off the identity, I am this and I am that. So our eating, drinking habit or our sexuality should not become the reason for our identity or ego. My dear friends in LGBTQ community, I want to tell you that. Second thing, why we are thinking and feeling all this emotional turmoil that we are going through and we are unable to express to our friends and family, is because of our past life patterns, past life karmas, that in different lifetime we are born as male and female. And if I was in the female body in my past life, as I remember that life also, I had choices and preferences as a female to have a man in my life who will look at me, who will admire my beauty, and who will appreciate me as a beautiful woman. Through the death and rebirth, if I have my choices or my preferences so strong that I got the birth of a male body today, but my choices that I had in my subconscious mind when it came as a Kundalini Shakti with the memory of past life, I am still going to express that choices in this life as it is. And that is what is creating you to be in that dilemma where you are. But don't make your identity too strong that people will push you off. And at the same time, don't be too weak also, too vulnerable also, that somebody cannot appreciate and admire you as who you are. So you have to learn to create that balance, and that is the reason why we need Samarpan meditation in your life. Okay, next slide. If you look, what we call new world, new earth is embracing old lifestyle. That means what I was telling you, ancient culture had this, is coming back. It was happening in those days too, but it was not evident. If you go and do the research, you will find on the Wikipedia itself, when you talk about these same-sex unions and marriages, that in the Roman time, in the Greek time, in the ancient Indian time, this kind of relationship was existing. And today, 34 countries legally accept same-sex union and marriages. And 12 more countries, including India, is looking forward to make it legal to have same-sex marriage. Let's go next. What Pope Francis has to say. Todos, todos, todos. Everyone, everyone, everyone is welcome in the church, because we are all children of God. We cannot be judgmental. We cannot push back people with different lifestyle, different belief. And we cannot be exclusive with those people. We have to love, we have to accept, and we have to respect those people with dignity that we deserve and we ask for others to give us. Okay? So that is my appeal to every human being or every viewer who is watching this program. Please appreciate yourself, please respect yourself, please love yourself, and try to give that to others also. If they have different lifestyle, different opinions, different way of living or religion or culture, that does not mean that they are not human being. At the end of the day, our language is love and our nature is consciousness. Next and last. If you would go and do the research, you will find not just LGBTQ, but so many other things are there in the lifestyle. But those who are practicing it, I love you, I honor you, I respect you as human being. I have nothing against you. And whenever nobody loves you or nobody give you a comfort or healing words, come to me. We are here. We will welcome you in Samarpan America's family. I cannot talk about the global Samarpan family, but Samarpan America's family will always support you as a soul, not as a person with different preferences. Okay? So we love you that way. And that was my message. I was going to give you the experience for the meditation. Next slide for the American card that we have created. Okay? Please scan this and join us. Try to find out on the website samarpanmeditationusa.org or gurutattva.org or journey number 2 inner peace journey to inner peace website
.com.
I said it right?
Yes.
I'm good in promoting and marketing.
Yes. Yes.
So go there, find out the center nearby you or online meditation that we are offering you. But I want to tell you, you are not left out. You are not excluded. You are included and you are part of our soul family because you are God's children. You are our children.
If that's the case, then how will you talk to God? No, you're going temple to talk to God. How will you talk to God? And I think I was like maybe 6-7 years old. And I told him, if I want to talk to God, I'll just sit quietly in a corner, close my eyes and talk to God. I prayed to Kuan Yin. For me, I asked, are you the one who's supposed to guide me? And the answer was no. It's like, is there someone else that's supposed to come into my life? Yes. Please show me. Give me guidance because I really need it in my life right now. I don't know who I am. I don't know what to do. All of that. The next day is when I met my uncle. And at one point, I looked at Swamiji and I felt like, I know this soul. I know this soul, not the person, but I know this soul. And I actually felt like I had come home in that moment. When a work has been put in your heart, or somebody wants to use you for some work, it doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside. Many things that you see can be or in opposition to it, or not supporting it, or something, but you have to be there and keep walking. There is a dimension in our life where we don't need to go from A to B. We don't need to go through logic. We don't need to try. We don't need to put effort. We don't need to solve actually. It's the reverse. Unless you put in effort or try or this and that, then that dimension opens up within us and it actually starts guiding us.